So here we go then. 15 hacks you can do for depression, and these hacks are for men and women. First of all, can I say that if you drink and you are depressed, the two things really do not go. It's a short fix, you think, but it will only bring out your anger and emotions and frustrations in different ways. So the best thing to do is do not drink at all when you're depressed. Going straight into hack number one then. Hack number one is get yourself comfortable. So relax, you have to look after yourself. Yeah, when you're down, you have to rest your mind. So you need to get yourself warm and cozy. So make yourself a warm drink, maybe it's hot chocolate or something of that nature, cocoa, Horlicks, something like this. Put on your most comfortable, baggy, warm, whatever. It might be an old pair of pajamas, something you feel calm in, and just get yourself warm and cozy. So that's number one. Number two, talk to a close friend if you can. Some people are so lonely and down and depressed that they haven't got anybody. If you haven't got a friend, talk to a work colleague, a neighbour, someone you bump into that you get on with and trust. And by talking to this person, maybe it's a close friend, it does three things for you. Number one, it shows you that you're trying to do something about your situation. Number two, it's getting it out from your mind. It's telling the world. And by doing this, that helps along the healing process. And also, number three is the person that we've actually talked to can now keep an eye on us. So if you can, talk to a close friend about your depression. Number three is write down your thoughts on paper. So these thoughts are anything that is worrying you at this moment in time, any anxiety, any stress, any depression, anything at all. Write it down on paper. And this does two things once again. It gets it out of one's mind, and it also shows yourself that you're doing something about the situation you're in. You're trying to mend, you're trying to heal, you're trying to get better. So write it down on paper. Just a thought here though, if you write it down in a diary or book, there is a chance that sometime in the future you will pick that book up or diary and reread what you've put down. And this can sometimes trigger your memory into going backwards all of a sudden, and that is where you were in that depressed state. And really, we don't want the mind going backwards and taking you back to when you felt depressed, do we? We want to move forwards. So try, if you can, to write it down on a single piece of paper, then take that paper and rip it up into small pieces and throw that paper away. So basically, you're trying to clear out the depressive thoughts that are in your head. Another way of doing this is by burning the paper afterwards, but make sure you do this safely. Number four is get your confidence back. Now it's so easy when we suffer from depression, anxiety and worry to just be up on a high one day and the next day, bam, we're on a low and our confidence is gone. And it really is a task to just go out and face the world, maybe to our local shops, maybe we've run out of something, or even talk to a neighbour or catch a bus. So it's finding out what works for you. Now women are very good at doing this. When they feel flat and a little bit down, they put more makeup on. And some women look amazingly good with doing this. If it works, That is amazing. That is fantastic. And also, women do something called retail therapy. They go out and buy something when they're a little bit flat. Men can do this also. When was the last time you bought a new item of clothing for yourself? So, you men out there, you can have a shave, tidy up, go and sit in a cafe, go and smile at a stranger. So, what gives us confidence as a human? Well, it's the way we have our haircut, it's the way we dress. We have some nice clothes, we feel more confident. Maybe it's the car we drive. Perhaps we feel more confident driving that. Maybe it's the shoes we wear. Maybe it's our attitude. Yeah? Maybe we need to work on ourselves and forgive ourselves for certain things. Or maybe we need to love ourselves more and have confidence in ourselves that we have got good qualifications and we can make something happen. So all of these things make confidence up. So find your own way of getting more confident. Okay, straight into number 5 then. And number 5 is find a way of letting off steam. Now, we've all got our own personal way of doing this. One way of doing this is to scream. Scream out that anger, scream out that frustration. But for goodness sake, don't forget to tell everyone around you what you're about to do. You don't want to worry anybody, do you? If you're on your own, it's fine. You can move yourself to somewhere quiet and have a good scream. Hey, maybe a phone box. I'm joking. Another way of getting rid of this extra steam is to run or go jogging or maybe take up a martial art. And this is the main reason why I took up martial art years and years ago, to get rid of some anger inside of me. I was very messed up. I had a very, very bad childhood, and martial art kept me back on track of where I wanted to go. Another way is exercise. Exercise is a fantastic way of feeling good, getting rid of depression and anxiety, and of course it releases happy hormones and endorphins into the body. Number 6 is walking in the woods with Mother Gaia or Mother Nature. What a fantastic way just to get rid of those cobwebs that are attached to us of depression. Yeah, it's impossible near enough to walk in the woods, like I say, and still feel depressed, because what happens is by walking in those woods, we now are tapping into full mindfulness all around us as we walk. The birds cheeping, the sun coming through between the trees, the smell of the forest, the soft grass underneath our feet. It really is a brilliant way to just stamp out depression. So that's number 6. Number 7 is sit down and smooth a pet. Now this could be a cat or a dog, it could be a rabbit, anything of that nature, but it's been a proven fact that it's a very therapeutic thing to do, and it does actually calm a person down doing this. So that is number 7, pat or stroke a pet. Number 8 is looking up to people that have been through depression and anxiety. Maybe they've been suicidal a lot of their life, but they're still here. They've fought through it and come out the other side. What's their secret? Well, their secret is reinventing themselves and retraining the mind. And a lot of these people now mentor and life coach other people. One of these people is Eckhart Tolle, and this is one of his books, The Power of Now. Now, Eckhart Tolle, as a young man, suffered with severe depression every single day. It was very painful to live and carry on. And Eckhart had enough one day, and he said, I can't take it anymore. And he woke up the next day and he reinvented himself. He reinvented the way he was thinking. And his answer was to put yourself in the moment of now, in the moment of mindfulness. So that worked for him. If we look at this gentleman here, this old guy, it looks like he hasn't got 2 pennies to rub together, bless him. But look at that smile. Yeah, he's happy with what he's got, and he so appreciates what he's got already. A lot of people rely on me. I cheer a lot of people up, and I do a lot of work on other people for free as a life coach. But I need also to top myself up all the time, and you'll find me in parks and places for hours, tapping into nature, meditating, just topping myself up so that I can help others and keep myself, my mind and my body and soul up together. So let's look at Buddhism. Now, one of the symbols in Buddhism is the lotus flower. What a beautiful flower. And you might see this depicted in a logo or a cartoon or a picture like this. What a fantastic, beautiful flower this really is. And what does it mean? Well, it means regrowth. It symbolizes regrowth. And the lotus flower grows up through the filthiest ponds, the dirtiest mud, and it fights its way up to the top and it blooms. So it really is like being reborn, like going through life struggling and then coming out the other side. So you too can be reborn as well. Number 9 is smiling can really lift our moods and our depression. So this is 9. So first of all, let's look at some scientific proof that it does actually work. Well, we know smiling is contagious, don't we? So when we smile at a stranger, we usually get a lovely smile back, don't we? So we know it's contagious. It can also lower blood pressure, relieve stress, like I said. And when we smile, the brain releases serotonin. And this makes us feel good, both mentally and in our physical body. Also, smiling can help our immune system. So there really is a lot in this smiling. So even when we do a fake smile and we hold a fake smile for a while, it still works. Now, whether this is tricking the mind, which is a possibility, or whether we actually finally go into proper smiling. Now, proper smiling is where we actually use the muscles around the eyes as well as the mouth. So a fake smile would be just the muscles around the mouth, and when we get into it properly and we start smiling naturally, then we use all of these extra muscles. Of course, smiling and laughter is not a modern ideal. We had this a long time ago, and we can trace it back to the 1870s, where Charles Darwin first suggested that facial expressions didn't just express emotions, but they could actually induce them. So this is Charles Darwin's statement here, going back, like I say, to the 1870s. So it's not a new ideal. And of course, we are all different, aren't we? Different things make us laugh more than other things. Some things make us laugh is people being stupid or ridiculous. Sometimes is they've got such a good sense of humor, they crack us up, don't they? Or other people's misfortunes. Yeah, maybe someone falling down in a funny sort of floppy way in front of us, or somebody losing their temper can sometimes be funny. We shouldn't laugh, but it can sometimes be funny. Look at this dog. How cute is that face? Does that bring a smile to your face? It brings a smile to my face just looking at that little puppy. Okay, so what I want to do now is a very quick experiment to do with smiling. So first of all, I want you to mark yourself out of 10. So I want you to mark how your day's going, how you're feeling inside. Are you down? Are you up? Are you okay? Just mark yourself. Maybe anything that's going on today in your life, mark it out of 10 how you are feeling right now. Yep. So you got that? Right. Keep that to yourself. Remember that mark out of 10. Now I want you to smile. Go. Bam. Smile. So push the sides of your mouth up. Not with your fingers, with your mouth muscles. Yeah. Smile. Hold that smile. It's hard for me to talk and smile at the same time, but I'm doing it. Now smile with your eyes. Push that smile upwards towards your eyes and use all the muscles around your eyes to get that smile going. A big, big smile. Yep. Are you doing it? I'm watching you. Are you smiling? Keep that smile going. Hold it. Just freeze. Hold that smile. Look at these pictures. Are you smiling? Are you smiling? Hold it. He's smiling. He's, he's watching you smile. Hold it. Just hold that smile. Yeah? Brilliant. And stop. How do you feel? Quickly mark yourself out of 10 now. Go. Is it the same? Is it different? Do you feel good? Yes, I know you do. So well done you for participating with me on that exercise in number 9. I don't know about you, but my cheeks are a little bit sort of achy now. But it worked. Anyway, straight into number 10. Number 10 is hugs or cuddles. Really, really work when we are down, flat, stressed, and depressed. So try and get this obviously from our partner, or maybe a parent in the family or something, or a close friend. It doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as you know them. Don't go up to a stranger. So if you haven't got anybody, hug something, yeah? So maybe a big cuddly toy or anything of this nature until you can hug somebody. So hugs and cuddles really work when one is depressed and stressed. Number 11 is don't forget to bring out the inner child in you. Now, one way of doing this is to blow bubbles. Now, this technique is used in offices to bring up the morale of its work staff. I've seen this done. I've seen it happen. I've even suggested it. So people on their lunch break, not in their work time, but on their lunch break or after work. And it really does work. Usually the manager starts this off. Yeah, and just cheers the whole team up of work colleagues by blowing bubbles. So it doesn't matter what age you are to do this. Bring out that inner child. We can so suppress the child in us, can't we, when we are suffering with depression and stress. Some things in life don't change and they look better as we get older. Tai Chi on the beach. You know, you see an old guy some days and he's in his 80s and it looks so graceful. Looking for crabs on the seashore. That's one thing I personally never want to grow out of. I always want to be a child looking for crabs. So some things we don't need to change. We just need to continue bringing out the inner child in us. And of course, this helps with our depression. Number 12 is get yourself by the sea. Now, first of all, the mind associates being by the sea as having fun. This is why everybody else is by the seaside. If you listen out when you're by the sea, you can hear children playing, and it really does bring back some good memories from one's past. Also, what else are you doing? Well, you've come out of your environment of everyday life and you're doing something different. You've got no triggers now around you to set you off with depression or anxiety or stress. So you've removed yourself to somewhere very fresh. And also you've put yourself in this moment of now, this moment of mindfulness. And once you're there, all of your senses click in and amplify everything around you. So you hear, like I say, children playing, you see families all around, people laughing, you hear the tide coming in, you can feel the sand if you go on the seashore under your feet. You can hear the seagulls. Look at the colours all around you. You can only get positive mindfulness from being by the sea. So that's 12. Number 13 is do a fresh hobby, or continue to do a hobby that you're very good at and you enjoy. Now personally, I've got loads and loads of hobbies, but no time to do them all. I'm just going to name two here. I am an encaustic artist and a 3D sculpture artist. So I'm not a traditionalist. I don't paint with a paintbrush and paints. I paint with hot beeswax melted on a hot iron, and then I put that iron onto shiny card. So these are a couple of my pictures. This one's called Lonely Tree, and you can see the different effects I've done. This one's done with a travelling iron, and you can see the point of the iron making different effect at the bottom of the tree. This is a 3D sculpture, and I've made this from scratch from cement. I also paint futuristic paintings that are a bit strange and wacky, like me. And this one is, I imagine the rabbit looking up out of its burrow and just looking out on the world, and I got this sort of 3D effect with that picture. This is another one of my sculptures. This is made out of clay. This is a dragon sculpture, and yet another picture, and I could go on and on. So basically it's finding a hobby that de-stresses you and helps with your anxiety. So that's number 13. Number 14 is meditation. Now meditation really does help smash anxiety, stress and depression, or at least is one way that helps. And what does it do when we're doing meditation? It keeps us maintained spiritually, mentally and physically, so that we are now clearer to move forwards on our path. So meditation really does work. And like I say, there's so many types of different meditation, and there's so many different ways to do it. And of course there is a lot of scientific evidence now that shows us that meditation is very good for depression and stress. So let's look at some studies that were taken from Coventry University. So data from 18 studies that involved 846 participants that, like I say, were carried out at Coventry University show us that the molecule changes happens when we meditate. This then alters the genes linked to stress and depression. So researchers found that evidence for mind-body interventions, MBIS, and these things are yoga, Tai Chi and meditation. When we practice these things then affect our DNA. And when we practice MBIS, we see that the gene responsible for our stress molecule, and this gene is called nuclear kappa B, decreases, leading to a healthier body and mind. When we're stressed, by the way, kappa B influences certain genes, and these then turn on our fight or flight responses that over time leads to accelerated aging, also increases, like I say, our stress, which can then affect our immune system. And if our immune system is affected, it can also be linked to an increased risk of cancer and can lead to mental disorders like depression. So when we practice any mind-body interventions like meditation or yoga or Tai Chi, we really lower the production of kappa B. And of course, this leads to a more healthy body and mind. And it's logical when you think about this. Number 15 is try new things every single week. So basically refresh your life. So in my own personal experiences of dealing with people and helping people with depression, I've noticed that the people that were most depressed and suicidal that I've helped were the ones that done exactly the same routine every single day. And of course, my suggestions at that time was to break those routines. Sometimes with depression, we get certain routines we feel secure with. So I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about daily things, yeah? Just daily things and weekly things that you have the power to change things. So if you don't like something in your life, then simply change it. Big or small, you have the power to do this. Another thing to remember is life is simple. It's us humans that complicate it, okay? So change your angle and you will see life differently. So I'm going to give you an example now of something small that I've changed in my life because I didn't like it. And that thing is my post. I have totally changed my post. Yeah, when we look at our post that comes through the letterbox every single day or most days, we see that it comprises of bills and bank statements and maybe the odd flyer. Yeah, so we come home from work, what happens? We see the brown letter or the bank statement and we get stressed. Well, why get stressed? Just change it. So now, instead of me just receiving bank statements and bills, I now get coupons, food coupons, competition information, clubs and associations, yeah, even spiritual letters of spiritual people, and so many more things. There's so many things that you can write away and get good information. So most of my posts now, like I say, could be vouchers for various things, could be surveys or anything like that that changes my normal post. So I've actually got happy posts now, and I actually come home from work and I look forward to opening my post. Yeah, so you have the power exactly the same as me to change anything at all that you dislike in your life. This brings me to the end of the 15 hacks that I've put together for you today. Remember, gentlemen and ladies out there, if you are climbing the stairs and you stumble, you don't go down to the bottom of the stairs and start again. You simply stand up, brush yourself off, and you keep climbing. And the same is true with life, with your life, with my life. So stay happy. Remember to try some of these hacks, especially the ones that resonated with you and you feel will work for you. So go and do those. I'm going to go and blow some bubbles now. And you take care until we talk again or you see me again. Remember, keep going. You will be fine. You've got through this depression before and you will get through it again. So this is Master K sending out my love to you from myself and the universe. Have a good day. See you soon.